I am grateful to God that it was my mom that gave birth to me. She wasn't perfect, but the sagacity and the audacity I have today, I got it from that woman. I grew up in battles. I was formed in the furnace of battle. That's why I don't run from a fight. Go anywhere in the world, either here in Africa, in Europe, in the West, you will realize that once a male is born, there is, even in the animal kingdom, there is a pressure on the male to provide, to be the protector, to be the giver.
Sure.
And so from that time on, and I realized again that when you look at the statistics, more men, more males commit suicide than females.
Sure.
Women are leaders too, and that's the simple truth. But men have more responsibilities and sometimes make more sacrifices.
About a year ago, there was something that struck your world. What was going on at the time with you when you heard the whole thing?
Okay, so
Happy New Year, everyone. I'm so grateful for your support for 2025. I mean, it means a lot to me. I'm grateful for the likes, the share, the repost. I mean, literally everything. I'm grateful. And also, this year, we want to start something spectacular. And so I checked the statistics and we saw that more than half of the people who watch our content are not subscribed. And so I just want you to do us a favor. Click the subscribe button. I mean, it is very, very, very easy. The caliber of the guests we're having today, Dr. Ayorinde Bello, will not be on this podcast if he's looking at the subscribers or because we just have like a lower audience. And so please click the subscribe button for us so we can grow to a wider audience and also bring good guests like Dr. Ayorinde Bello. So without wasting more time, let's jump to the video. Dab, thank you so much for coming.
thank you, Ileyemi.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm doing fine. I think I want to know how are you doing because I feel like when we ask that question, there's a short and long answer to it. So I want the long answer.
Well, I'm fine, but my favorite response is I'm alive. How are you doing? I'm alive.
Yeah,
I'm alive.
alive.
As long as I'm alive, no matter what I'm going through, there's still hope.
Yeah.
What I tell people is that when you are no longer alive, then that's when the story has finished. So if you are asked, how are you doing?
Yeah.
And I can still say I am alive, then what I'm telling you is this: it's well, it's fine, or it may not be so well, but not be so fine. But the future, I'm hopeful about it.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. And I'm so grateful to have you on the show.
Well, it's a privilege.
Yeah, I think this episode is special for so many reasons. One being the fact that you are the most, should I say, influential guest I've had so far. I I know you don't like to agree to that, but then it is just what it is. I'm just being realistic.
Why do you say most influential?
Yeah, it's not just about popularity, but what you've achieved over time. So yeah, I can just see that. So just the track record is there. Because when I started the podcast, I started with some of my friends.
Okay.
Some of my friends in 100 level, some of my friends in 200 level. I was done in school at the time, but some of them were in 300 level, some of them were in 200 level to just come and share their own experience. And it was even educational content, not what we are doing now. So right now, I think like there's like a transition because right now we are like people have done so well in the past and even in the present. So, and I thought of it that yes, at Dab. And even when I saw your text that day, I was blown away because I've been looking for that opportunity. So like,
I try. I'm not yet there.
Yes, sir.
When I get an opportunity to, sit down in the same conversation with you,
yes,
I think it's an opportunity I don't want to miss.
Wow. So, Dab, let's go back to your childhood. How was childhood like for you?
Childhood was interesting. First of 4 children, and grew up in an educated home. Both parents finished from the school I also went to, Obafemi Law University. Dad studied pharmacy, mom studied English and Yoruba. And it was loving, myself and my younger siblings.
Yeah.
But like most or like many Nigerian homes, at one point or the other, there was crisis. And my father was no longer in the picture.
Wow.
So my mom raised four
children.
4 children, 3 guys and a girl.
Wow.
And she did an amazing job. I am grateful to God that it was my mom that gave birth to me. She wasn't perfect, but the sagacity and the audacity I have today, I got it from that woman. Wow. Not that I got it by DNA transfer. No, I got it seeing her taking audacious moves. And there are times when, as young as I was then, I looked at this woman. I said, why is this woman crazy? Because
Hi, the Pod family. I hope you're enjoying the conversation as I am. I just want to take a moment to introduce you to a business that you will need. I mean, this business has a track record, amazing, phenomenal, and they are good at what they do. And so without wasting more time, Danola, take us in.
Your apartment is still empty 6 months or even a year after moving in. Why? Because you can't afford basic furnitures, or your artisans keep disappointing you. They tell you your furniture is going to be ready in 2 weeks, and 1 month, 2 months, even 3 months, you're still waiting. We're not doing that in 2026. At Kodomicel Interiors, we have ready-made furnitures for you, super affordable with high quality. You can pick, grab, and go. No waiting, no disappointment. 2026, you do not want to go through the stress of waiting for your artisans. Send us a message on WhatsApp or contact us on Instagram. I'm Damilola and I'll be waiting for you.
So if you are watching on TV, please scan the QR code to connect to them. And if you are watching on your phone, go down in the description below. It is there. So without wasting more time, let's jump back to the video.
Let me give you an example. We lived in Alagbado, and one night, when there was no light, armed robbers struck our compound. And they visited the flats downstairs. We were upstairs, 2 flats up, 2 flats down. Now, every other flat had daddy, mommy, and children living in their flats. And in our flat, it was mommy and 4 children. We were already hearing the armed robbers slapping men, the husbands, the fathers downstairs. And I was hearing, please, sir, we will cooperate, sir. Don't touch them, sir. These were men shaking. Hey, I looked at my mother's eye, and she was like, Ayo, take your younger ones to the room. I don't want anybody in the parlor. I said, no, I'm not leaving you here. I'm standing here with you. She said, no, I need you with your siblings. So the way our parlor to the rooms is that from the room, I could take a peep and look at what was going on in the parlor. This was nighttime. If my siblings are watching this video, whenever they watch these conversations, I'm sure they'll be like, Ayo, you are taking us down memory lane. So cut the long story short, the armed robbers came into the house. They broke down the door, entered. And the next thing, my mom is not taller than this.
Wow.
She's not taller than this. But she has the heart of 7 giants. And she looked at this armed robber. I was watching. My siblings were in the room because she told me to stay with them.
Yes.
But the curious me, I have always ever been curious. I wanted to know what was happening to my mom. So I peeped through. They couldn't see me, but I could see them. And she was like, now note, there was no light.
Yeah.
Pitch darkness. Mom was like, what are you looking for here? You don't have any property in this house. So I see this woman. Men that were shouting, we will cooperate with you downstairs. This woman now says, what are you looking for here? There's no property you have in this house. You cannot touch anything in this house. Nothing in this house belongs to you. And she just kept talking. Right? Woman, shut up. My mother said, I will not shut up in Jesus' name. God, what is this? She stood still and faced about 4 of them They were taller, huge, bigger than her. And she was looking at them right there. Now, how I could see what was going on was because they had torchlights. And so she was like, well, da, da, da. And so they shined the torchlight on her face. I said, look at me very well. That's how she said it. Eh, womi dada, there's nothing for you in this house. This is around 2 a.m. in the night. So their voices were ringing out. And I said, woman. That's how I said it. Woman, I will kill you and kids. I said, you cannot kill me. You cannot even touch me or anything that belongs to me or anyone that belongs to me. Cut a long story short, they did not pass that parlor. So the man flashed his torchlight on the wall. And when he flashed his torchlight here, and this is my mom, she has one, I don't know what to call it. There's no house we moved to.
Yeah.
She must have like 5 pictures of Jesus.
Wow.
One with him on the cross. One with him praying. One with him with little children.
Yeah.
One with him as a shepherd with the sheep.
Yeah.
She will have different. So the man looked here. It was a picture of Jesus. He looked at the other side of the wall, another picture of Jesus. He looked at the other side of the wall, another picture of Jesus. Looked at the other side of the wall, another picture of Jesus. And you're like, guys, nothing there here, make we come out.
Wow.
That was how they left.
Wow.
Now, my mother, let them go. No. You are leaving? You must give your life to Christ before you leave this house. If you don't give your life to Christ, the next place you go, they will catch you.
Wow.
That was how she was shouting after them as they were going. Wow. Till they left. And when they left, we came out. As they left like this, it was like as if she came back to herself, started shaking. She was just, she law. I said, why? I don't understand you. Rara. I can never, ever forget that.
Wow.
I saw audacity firsthand. I read Kenneth Hagin's books from my mother's library. I read Kenneth Copeland's books. I read Bishop Oyedepo's books. I read Pastor Adeboye's books, Pastor Kumuyi's books from my mother's library. She had books. So, I mean, she was a counselor. And so she had books on almost every subject.
Wow.
So whether it was faith, prosperity, healing, visions, dreams, I read it in my mother's library. And let me also add, I also knew about sex for the first time from my mother's library because she was also a married counselor. Yeah. And, you know, she always talked about those things. And I'm talking about, how old was I? I was about 10, 11.
Wow.
When I was exposed to all these things. Then we attended Redeem later on, but then we're not attending Redeem. We're attending Deeper Life. Deeper Life. And Deeper Life was that you cannot watch television. And my mother was like, you know, she taught me then how to separate, how to know God for yourself and know what you believe Him for and not allow what anybody is saying to brainwash you. Wow. So even though we were in Deeper Life, she was a journalist. She worked in Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria. And I was like, Mommy, they said TV is the devil's box. But Mama said, no, I'm a journalist. I need to know what is happening part-time. Even if I'm not at work, I must be up to date with the news. We had 4, 2 black and white. Wow. 2 colored. Wow. I'm telling you. Wow. She embedded in me that character not to throw things away. When I say 2 colored, it was not like the colored I'm talking about were bought by her before she married my father. Those color that you open like wardrobe and you will turn the knob back.
I think I made that.
That was the kind of television. And she kept them working. So I think I also got that from her. I don't throw things away too easily. Some people don't like me for it. Oh. I will maximize everything. You go to a party and they give you, you drink Chapman in disposable plastic cups. Yes. And then the next thing is you want to throw the cups away. I say, no, I gather all the cups together, wash them, reuse. You go to a party, they pack food, all of you eat the food and you throw the packs away. I pack them, wash them. The next time I'm going to feed the poor, I'm going to feed people on the streets, I'm going to feed the beggars. Instead of buying packs again, I've washed them, I pack them again. So I learned a lot of things from my mom. She was like the molding, motivating, stabilizing factor for me. We were We loved each other, but we were like Tom and Jerry.
Serious?
Yes.
Okay, were you the first one?
Yes, I am the first
okay.
one. So, we had heads-on clashes now and again. And I grew up as a boy always speaking my mind. And that is why I think a lot of young people also listen to me, because I encourage young people to speak their mind.
Yeah.
I came from a generation where if someone was older than you, you shut up. Whether that person, even if that person was wrong. I said, no, not on my watch.
Even today.
I know, not me. I'm different. If you are wrong, if my mother was wrong, I would say, you are wrong. Just say you are sorry and let's move on. Don't say that you should not apologize to me. Never. I will not take it. If you will not, then let's move. If I'm wrong too, I'll tell you, I'm sorry. If I feel I'm right, but you feel that I'm wrong, I will tell you to explain to me why you think you are right. We will have the conversation. And at the end of the conversation, the conclusion will determine whether who is right and who is wrong. But what I'm just trying to say is that from her, I learned sagacity, audacity, bravery. This woman had an accident and was bedridden for 6 months. And she was told by the doctor at one of the most expensive hospitals in Lagos, in Nigeria. It was in Ikoyi. They got her a consultant orthopedic surgeon and told her that she would never be able to walk again, that she would be consigned to a wheelchair. When the doctor gave her that report, being the first child, I was like her prayer partner, confidant. Even at that time, I felt, why is this woman always disturbing with all this information? Because she would say, Ayo, we need to talk. Once my mother says we need to talk, it's a 1-hour conversation. So I was like, Mom, wait, you said Ayo talk, hold on to it. When I have that 1 hour, I will come and meet you. And then the doctor said it. And then I went to the hospital. And the nurses were like looking at me with pity, with sympathy, trying to console me and all that. And my mother said, Ayo, why are you looking like that? I said, what? I said, whose report will you believe? I said, I get you. And so immediately, I and her went into fasting. And that's why I tell young people again, they say I don't eat too much. I started fasting from when I was way younger. And I didn't fast because I wanted to be close to God. I didn't learn how to pray because I wanted to be close to God. I learned to fast and pray because I grew up in battles. I was formed in the furnace of battle. That's why I don't run from a fight. If you think you have one upper hand or you have an edge, I like it. It makes the victory sweeter. When you think you have the advantage, and because you think you have the advantage, you come looking for my trouble. I love it that way. So that with your advantage, when you are dealt with, it makes the victory sweeter. That's just how it is. And she said, whose report will you believe? I said, we'll believe the report of the Lord. She said, oh yeah, bossing away. And that's how we started. Just me and her. Praying, fasting. There were no phones. So the hospital was in Ikoyi. We lived in Alagbado. I'll take care of my siblings, get them food, then rush back to the hospital to check up on my mom. They put, all the irons that they normally put and all. But one night, this woman just had a dream. In that dream, Jesus came to her in that dream, touched her leg, performed an operation. And when he was done, he said, according to what she said, he said, oh yeah, Didi. And that was all. And around the early morning, this woman walked out of her room, walked to the reception of the hospital. I think the nurse on duty was maybe sleeping or dozing, only for her to open her eyes and see my mommy dancing.
Wow.
Cut a long story short, that was how the woman that was supposed to be in a wheelchair for the rest of her life walked.
Wow.
And so those are things that I saw that made me know that, look, there's a level you can get to in God that, when, like Joshua, you can command the sun and the moon to remain, that there are things you can do. If you don't know, you wouldn't do it. So I really thank God for her. And that was what growing up was like. Journey after journey, went to secondary school, Command Day Secondary School, Ikeja, a military school for that matter. And that's where I got my discipline training. People call me, else he shows up like this. Anybody, the guy can form parade, form military. It was in secondary school I learned it, because I went secondary school. The first 3 years of secondary school, the military was still in power. And so we were trained like military soldiers, cadets. You will receive strong physical training. Now, I'm not big. I'm not huge. So if you look at me now, imagine how smallish I was when I was in GS1, GS2, GS3. But I understood that authority was not in size. Authority has never been in size. Your height or your weight doesn't determine the authority that you carry.
True.
And I think that understanding helped me to become a good leader in secondary school. So from GS1, class captain, GS2, class captain, GS3, class captain, even though before that time, I was very sickly. Very sickly. They said I had asthmatic attack, and for 9-10 months, I battled with it. I was out of school. In fact, I lost a year of school from primary 6 to GS1 until again, I remembered my mom and I said, if this woman survived, I mean, what's going on? And I told God, I'm going to get out of this. And miraculously, he healed me. Wow. And when he did, I resumed school. Now, military school, you jog, you run, you do different kind of things. And God saw me through secondary school to senior secondary school. Getting senior secondary school, of course, I mean, I wanted to be an art student, actually. But my mom insisted that I had to be a science student. At that time, I had the best results in GS3. I think it was 11 A's and 1 C out of 12 subjects. And she just insisted. Well, I was good in the sciences, but my heart, my passion was in the arts.
Yeah.
So when I told my mom, she said she prayed about it. And that the report that she got after praying was that if I became a doctor or anything related to that, I will be very successful. But that if I became a lawyer, I would also be very successful, but that I would not live long. I said, why? She said, because as a lawyer with my behavior, that I'm always doing a luta, fighting for justice, fighting for fairness, that, Ayo, you will not last long as a lawyer. That's what she told me. That it's better you are a doctor. So that's how I found myself in sciences. And moving on from there, did awesomely well in secondary school. I think one of the most memorable parts of my life was secondary school. I enjoyed secondary school. Secondary school is one of those periods in my life where, made friends, met people, enjoyed learning, enjoyed relating with other people. And the beauty of that secondary school was that being a military school, so to say, we had people from different parts of Nigeria. They were children of soldiers and officers, and these people came from different parts of Nigeria. So we didn't know what tribalism was then. My best friend was from Taraba State. I had best friends from Ekiti. Yes, I'm from there, but I also had best friends from Osun, from Ogun, from Lagos. I had very close friends from Imo, from Abia, and where you came from didn't really matter. And I thank God that I went to Command Day Secondary School, Ikeja.
Wow.
Yes, and then moved on to higher institution and then continued from there. So that's been my life journey so far.
Yeah, so that's amazing, and God bless mommy.
Yes,
God bless
she's with the Lord now.
Wow.
And so every time I remember her, I just thank God for bringing me into this world through her. She wasn't perfect. I keep saying that because no human being is. But I am grateful. She sacrificed. She did so much. I saw her believe God for things that seemed impossible. And I saw God do it. I encountered God through what I saw in her life. Wow. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I came to this world through Princess Adebisi Fadekemi. I thank God for that.
Yeah.
She was a princess, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so she would say that her father was the king of my town.
Wow.
He's late also, but he was the then king. He's the immediate past Ogogobi Kere Ekiti.
Wow.
And she would say, I'm not ordinary. I'd be like, what? Like, why do you feel so much about yourself? I mean, she said, I am not proud. I just know who I am. I'm a double princess. I said, what do you mean by double princess? She said, my earthly father is a first-class king. My heavenly father is the king of kings. In heaven and on earth, I'm a princess. I don't. So when you see me do some things, I'm like, okay. And that's how every double princess.
Wow.
So yes. And I learned that too, that I'm royalty.
Yeah.
I'm the grandson of an earthly king, and I'm the son of the king of kings. So when people say Ayo is confident, Ayo is this, Ayo is that, it's because I know my heritage. I know my lineage here on earth and there in heaven. I know where I come from. I know who fathered me. I know from whose loins I have come forth. So when I'm speaking about my earthly grandfather, when he stands, he's about 6 foot tall. He has a very deep voice. He was a former police commissioner. And so, I'm like, okay, I get it. And when I look at the word of God and I see who my heavenly father is, that also makes me understand that, yes, I mean, I come from royalty on both sides. And that gives me the confidence, helps me to understand who I am. And no apologies to anyone who feels intimidated. Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing story. So let's go to the conference.
Okay.
Well, why did you originate something so spectacular in the conference? And I looked closely. The first e-conference was packed at a hotel. Yes. So how were you able to bring something like that, and probably in short?
The e-conference came about because I think it started from me, and then I observed it across board.
Yeah.
I mean, when you are young, as a male, my mother would tell me in Yoruba, Ayo Kunrini o Sharagiri, Ayo, you a boy, be strong. I'm like, why does the girl get to cry when she's in pain and I don't get to cry?
Yeah.
Oh, she wants shape you very by. I mean, obìnrin ló máa ń sunkún now. So I realized that at the end of the day, many young men, either in their teenage age, even when they are young as babies, if you want to give the boy an injection and he's crying, like, look at you, you are crying like a girl.
Yeah.
Do you get?
Yeah.
And so, right from the day a boy is born, he's already under pressure.
Sure.
He's already under pressure.
Sure.
If he comes second in class and the person that comes first is a boy, they will ask him at home, does that person have two heads? But God help him. The person that comes first is a girl. Oh my. Like, and I had to also use that to reorientate myself. That I am not competing against the opposite gender.
Sure.
I'm just trying to be a better version of me every day. And I think that's what gave birth to He Conference. Helping men, boys, across board, irrespective of where they come from and what they believe in. But because of the gender that they are naturally born into, we all face peculiar but similar kind of challenges. Go anywhere in the world, either here in Africa, in Europe, in the West, you will realize that once a male is born, there is, even in the animal kingdom, you understand? Yeah. There's a pressure on the male to provide, to be the protector, to be the giver. Sure. And so from that time on, and I realized again that when you look at the statistics, more males commit suicide than females.
Sure.
And I ask, why? What would make a male decide to end his life? So these are questions that were plaguing my heart. But I did not know that this was also something that was plaguing the hearts of a lot of people. Yeah. I realized that in church, when we say the men should meet, they will talk about everything except what they were going through. I'm telling you. You know, we thank God, this building committee, building this, building that. But it is from their children who were my friends that I would know what was going on. And so some men will come to church, you know, they will wear good clothes, they will sit down, look like responsible. Of course, they were responsible. But, you know, but my friend, I will tell me, anyway, if I tell you, say, we never chop for house for the last 2 days. You never chop? Wait, but your papa and be general secretary of men's fellowship. Ain't no one make anybody know what they go through. So we just they suffer in silence. I'm like, why? So it was not like as if there were no other men in church that could easily have lent a helping hand. But it was later on as I grew older, I understood what male ego could do. So this man was suffering, but his wife and children were also suffering because as a man, he cannot go out and be begging from another man. And these are the things that I understood. Men everywhere already are under pressure from the day they are born. And if we can come around together to sit down, discuss it, you know, share ideas, share values, share strategies, it will go a long way. Like the first edition, which you mentioned, which you spoke about, it was actually Unilag Multipurpose Hall. When it happened there, I got the shock of my life. Because the attendees, once they arrived, were looking good. Like they had it all together. But when the real conversation started, I saw guys crying. And these were guys that you don't say this one, they go gym. He is physically fit. But when the conversation started and it was hitting the core, I saw one and I saw him cry. One stood up at another edition and said, that same year, we normally do it in November. He said between January and November, he had attempted suicide 3 times. 3 times. Now, if he were a young person that heard about the conference and just came around, I would have understood. But this person that spoke was my friend. I knew him personally. In fact, we still laughed that afternoon. That morning as the program was starting, only for him to say that 3 times that year he had attempted suicide. I'm like, Jesus, this is my friend. This is my guy. So I don't care. People think by trying to advocate for the mental health of men makes men soft. People think that by trying to advocate for the emotional well-being of men makes them soft. And I put it to people. I tell people, those who know me will tell you that Dab is the softest guy, but Dab is also the hardest guy.
I think I've experienced it once. That was in camp. I think it was in 2018. So it was after our administration opening ceremony. So we've been practicing for long. Like months before the opening ceremony. And on that day, we don't know what happened. Everybody flopped. Like it was, in fact, it was so bad that Pastor Nathaniel Bassi's musicians were calling Wale at the time. And so Wale did not say anything to us. We did not know the gravity of what we've done. So it was on Thursday after that Gio's visit, everybody was hyped up. Oh, that Gio is coming. We have this close distance with that Gio. And after everything, it was very fine. In the evening, Wale just came. And no, that evening of that opening ceremony, all of us, plus ushering, we were in DTC. We were outside. Everybody was just lobbying, talking. So I think somebody was driving you back to the auditorium. I just came down. All of you, if I come back the last minute, everybody, you will not believe that place. In 5 seconds, it was cleared. That day, in 5 seconds, it was cleared. And so I knew that this man might be soft, but
it's firm.
So I can.
So it depends on what the environment is. That's what lets me respond. And when I became in secondary school, I became the senior prefect of the school. And people felt I shouldn't have been. Because there is a picture the senior prefect must have.
Wow,
There's a frame, there's a height, there's a size, there's a look, there's a build.
Yeah.
And I did not meet any of the criteria.
Yeah.
I didn't meet any.
I think same here too, because I was just like that too. The only people who wanted me to be senior boy was the juniors, but my mates and my seniors at the time, they didn't want me.
Exactly.
My tag is tedious.
In fact, the juniors wanted me. I mean, the juniors preferred that I should be senior boy because they felt I was humane.
Yeah.
Because I was the guy that would tell you, call me AY. They'll say senior. I said, no. Call me. I'm in SS3 and SS2 and SS1. Just let's do all this your senior this and senior that. Just call me AY. And so they'll say AY. I'm like, hey, how far? You know, I was like real with the guys. Yeah. But if you disobey the school rules and regulations, oh God, just pray that you don't meet me on the way. That's just it. That was how firm I was. And I thank God for the military. I keep saying this. I mean, and that's why even with some of their flaws and excessive use of force on the road sometimes, I say that if they follow exactly what they were taught in military, in the military training school, whether in NDA, NMS, command schools, Navy schools, Air Force schools, or command and staff college, or the training academies, there is that level of discipline that is ingrained into you. And you'll be like, what we need to do at the right time, we do it. No wasting of time. So when people think Ayo is too soft, Ayo is gentle, I tell them I am soft. Yes, I am gentle. Yes, I am calm. But if there needs to be someone who needs to stamp his foot down so that what should be done should be done, I will not shy. I don't shy away from conflict. I don't shy away from conflict. I don't dodge it.
You don't run away.
I don't run away from conflict. If you mess up, I'll call you. Oga, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
and if I mess up too, I'll tell you, sorry, I messed up there. Let's move on. But we can, next time we'll do that so that this mistake is not repeated.
Yeah.
You understand? That's the way I believe the world should be. That's the way I believe leaders should be. So when I saw this in men, because men were taught that as leaders, they must not make a mistake.
Yeah.
They are not allowed, they must be perfect. They must be perfect.
True.
You understand? True. And I'm like, if you're a human being, you cannot be perfect. You can aspire to perfection, but you cannot be perfect. Telling yourself that you are perfect is putting yourself under unnecessary pressure.
True.
Do you know now that you say, you are the leader of so and so? It means that any other person can afford to make a mistake.
Sure.
But if you make that same mistake, they will come for you guns blazing.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's true.
So, but I tell people, men especially, work with the best version of you. Meaning that while you may not be as perfect or as good as the next person, you see that which you have, God gave it to you for a reason.
Yeah.
Maximize it. Maximize it. Maximize it. Maximize it such that when that thing is needed, they think of nobody else but you.
Yeah.
And I think that works for all men. Women are leaders too. And that's the simple truth. But men have more responsibilities and sometimes make more sacrifices. So you grow up as a man, you are the one that suffered, paid the school fees of your children, did everything. But when they ask the child, who do you love more, daddy or mommy? Naturally, it's mommy.
Mommy.
Do you get my point? Yeah. And I wonder what dads who hear that do. So He Conference is trying to say, look, as men, yes, the society expects a lot of things from us, but we do not need to put ourselves under undue, unnecessary pressure because we want to meet an expectation. Simple and clear. So the moment I know what I can do at this level, tomorrow I might be better. But today, at this level, if this is the best I can give, and you try to make me feel bad for that best not being up to par, sir, ma, I'll say thank you, but I will make sure that whatever you say does not discourage me. It's as simple as that.
Wow. So, Dab, like about a year ago, there was something that struck your word. Yeah, like how would I put it now? It was just maybe the devil trying to do what he does best. What was going on at the time with you when you heard the whole thing going on at the time? So where were you at the
time? Okay, so why I'm going to be a bit brief is because I have been through a lot, not even just last year, through the years. You know, I told you earlier on.
Yes.
I said my life from birth, as long as I can remember, has been forged in one battle after the other. One battle after the other. But this one was one of the, if not the heaviest onslaught I'd ever faced. And interestingly, the night I heard, a friend had called me like 15 times, but I couldn't pick the phone because the phone was not right beside me, number one. But number two was I was having a hangout with about 15 guys, young guys that I mentor. And I remember exactly where we were. We were at Shalom in Redemption City. We were just having a hangout, you know, about 15 of us sitting down, drinking soft drinks, having some food or snacks. And we're just talking. This was about 8:30, 9 p.m. on camp. And we're just having a hangout. Now, we have these 15 guys all finished from the same secondary school because that was how I met them. And they all at that time happened to be on camp. And I just placed a call to their principal, a video call to say, Daddy, good evening, sir. The man, Daddy said, how are you? What are you up to? I said, I just wanted to show you something. And I showed him all of them. Now, they had graduated from the school. They were no longer students. Some of them were already graduates. Some of them were in their final year. Some of them had served, you know. And he was like, how were you able to get all these guys together? That is what we were doing. When finally, after that nice hangout, I now called this my friend back to say, you called me 15 times. What's up? The way he came back at me, where are you? Don't you know what's going on? I'm like, what's going on? Now, I'm not a social media person. Per se.
In fact, I feel like you are just coming up.
Yes.
Because I noticed the then Dab does not say anything. In fact, if Dab's like your post at that time, it was as if Daddy Gio likes your post. Because you were not that social.
Yes.
I noticed
on social media. Yes, I wasn't. So, I mean, even though I have accounts, I have social media accounts, but I'm not always regularly on it. And that's because, again, I'm a very private person. I'm not too used to speaking about myself. I mean, this is the first time I'm trying something like this. And, but I just realized that, okay, maybe it was a way to break me out of my shell. But now go on. And so he said I should check social media. I'm like, where? So he sent me some screenshots. When he sent me the screenshots, I read it. But my name was not there at that time. I'm like, okay, I read it. What's up? He said, I've not sent you the last page. So when he now sent me the last page, I now saw it. I'm like, I don't understand. Is it my name? Is it me they are trying to refer to? Because, I mean, Ayorinde Bello is a popular name. I mean, a lot of people bear Ayorinde Bello. So I'm like, maybe it's another Ayorinde Bello they are trying to refer to. And my friend said, no. So he had me go on social media. By the time I got on social media, I'm like, what is this? Where is this coming from? And I learned a lot. I will only bring out the lessons I learned. Number one, it's not bad to have enemies. What is bad is not to know who your enemies are. It's not bad to have enemies. But what is terrible is not to know who your enemies are. Because from the way everything was framed, I began to see how a setup could beautifully be put together. All I need to know are bits and pieces of your history. And when I mean your history, I mean, okay, let me know the secondary school you went to. Let me know the university you attended, the course you studied, the hostel you stayed in. And I can mention like 10 things about you that once I mention them, people will be like, for this guy to know these things about you, that means he's telling the truth. But I also believe in the fact that he's there.
Yes.
So in the heat of all that, it was him I ran to. I now said, what is this? I am used to knowing my enemy and say, oh yeah, come out and say it. Bring your proof. Let's face ourselves. Don't hide. But as it continued, I now had to learn how to keep quiet when the storm is raging. And thankfully, again, I'm grateful because, there are people who reached out to me who said, you've done me favors in the past. You are still my mentor till now. And you have never, ever, ever done such to me. So on behalf of those of us who may not be bold enough to come out on social media and talk, know that we are behind the scenes praying. And so I learned another lesson again. And that's what I'm working on. In fact, that's why I'm here. People could have spoken in my defense, but they were also afraid of being cyberbullied. And they knew they would not be able to handle the pressure of being cyberbullied. So they kept quiet. Because later on, how I now knew was later on, I think earlier this year, I started doing some IG lives. And some mischievous people decided to come and comment on some of the posts I made. And somebody said, should you be outside now?
I think so.
And in less than 2 minutes, like 5 people pounced on that person on the comment section. I had to reach to them and said, leave the person alone. Because it's the cyberbullying that we are saying that we don't want. That's what you are doing. That's his opinion. But now people feel more emboldened because they see that it was an attack. If you note, it was just an attack against, maybe not me. I just happened to be the one at that moment. There are people who think everything is wrong with the church. And as a result, they feel that they need to bring the church down. And I say this like I said then. God is the kingmaker. I am not. The gift I know I have, which I am grateful to him for, is somehow, some way, I am able to identify giftings in people even before the owners of the gifts know that they have it. That's all. And the moment I identify it, I work with that person to see how we can properly bring that gift out. And that is what we see in church today. So when they say, oh, many of the young people that are rising and shining in the church firmament, they, quote and unquote, pass through his hands. It's true. I'm not denying that fact. It's true. Did I coach them? Yes, I did. Did I mentor? Yes, I did. Like now, let me give you an example. Maybe 2 years from now, you'll be a world-renowned podcast host.
Amen.
Not even a maybe. You get? Then imagine 2 years from now, somebody now says, that Ileyemi self is a dab boy too. That was there at the early post now. Oga, if the Bible says, and the house of David grew stronger, and the house of Saul grew weaker. If you're on the weaker failing side, go and ask God for mercy.
Yeah.
But if everybody around me is succeeding,
Yes.
and because of that, you feel that because you are not part of them, maybe I have preferential treatment to those people, and I did not pick you wherever you are, then ask God. He will help you. But don't come and destroy people's image unnecessarily. And I thank God for something, that despite all that happened, God showed me that even when men leave you and forsake you, I will stand by you. I will stand with you, and I will stand for you. That has given me renewed confidence. So now I don't send anybody. Now,
sure.
I don't send anybody. The person I send is up there. And once he says, Ayo, you and I are good, we are fine. We move.
Wow.
That's all.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Ayorinde Bello.
Ayorinde Bello, simple.
Dr. Ayorinde Bello. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I do not take this for granted. I
do not take this for granted too.
Because this is the best I've had so far. This is the best I've had so far. And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. And we are still going to have part 2. I know because of time, you have to, but we are still going to have a part 2. Probably before the first quarter of the year. So
no problem. When you call, and I have learned when the future calls, answer them.
Yes, and you said you were going to interview me.
Yes, that's what we're going to do right after now.
Right after now.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ayo. I'm really so grateful.
You're very much welcome, sir.
Thank you everyone for watching this video. If you love it, please hit the subscribe button, like, share, and also follow our social media accounts. Thank you.